All right. Welcome, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the program. We are absolutely happy to have you guys here today, which is June 8th of 2024. Sister is clapping for me. I got it right on the first try. Hey, so we are making headways and our people are getting the message. We definitely want to thank our food soldiers that are doing the work, going around and giving the information to our people. We truly appreciate you. You are a stakeholder in what we're doing. That's the goodness of this work. It doesn't belong to anyone. It's not something that Sister P has one of the strategy in her pocket. And I have my dog Ojo Fogana has the other one in his nose. Everything is out in the open for you to decide on the ones that you can work on. And we want to thank our brothers and sisters with the elder Christian forums that are absolutely taking this information. We see you guys on Twitter, sending the information out. For those of you planning to do town hall, thank you. We appreciate you. So let me allow my sister to introduce herself so we can take off. Welcome. Please continue to help us to share and like.
Thank you so much. There's not much to say about myself. I'm April. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. Of course, I'm an Igbo woman. I'm a citizen of Igbo nation, trapped in a country that Britain called Nigeria. Enslaved. You use their document because we have nothing else to use because we are enslaved. So they have to give us paper to use to travel. So don't mix it up. Don't mix the paper traveling document with your citizenship. Because nobody is a Nigerian. You know you are Yoruba. You know you are Hausa. You know you are Ijo, Urobo, Igbo. That's who you are. That's your identity. Don't allow anybody to fool you. Thank you. Please, for those that are going to watch later, we appreciate you. Early birds, we thank you. Those subscribing, liking, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
All right, this is our first video for the day. Please continue to help as you listen and share.
God remains unmoved until they do something. If your offering cannot move you, it cannot move God. Your offering must move you before it moves God. If nothing comes from man, nothing will come from God. Wicked.
419.
Wicked. That's wicked. I heard of another one who said Job didn't pay tithe, that's why he suffered.
You can't see anywhere where Job tithed, so his blessing was not secured. You can't find anywhere where Job tithed. No. He was overly committed to giving liberally to the poor, and God is committed to bless him, but there was no security.
Woo! These tithe mongers can go to any extent. Even if they have to burn the Bible, they will burn it so that nobody will touch their tithe. So when God turned his captivity, was it because he paid tithe? Because if it is because he didn't pay tithe, he suffered, then the turning should have been by tithe. These are unschooled doctrines. Infant understanding of the Bible. Job said, the things I fear have greatly come upon me. Fear opened the door to Satan. And in chapter 42, Job said, don't take me serious. So everything I said about God from chapter 1 to 42 is based on rumor. It is now my eye can see God. It is now I understand God. And the captivity turned around. But too late for them. People's eyes are opening all over the world. Woo! In my lifetime, if you don't preach Christ, you'll be afraid of the pulpit. Is it already happening?
Please, we want to remind our viewers that these videos do not belong to Daughters of Truth. They are in public domain already. We just pick them from public domain and use it to share and teach our audience, because we are running a campaign, advocacy, and enlightenment program to get our people to begin to think right. So Facebook, YouTube, Allow us to use these videos. This is another one. You will see what is happening. These people are not hunters. They're not hunting animals. Just listen with your ear. Then you will begin to deduce. This is happening in Igbo. Abomination going on in our lands.
Stop. Don't allow them to come, yeah?
It's short like that. So when they finish, they will tell you they don't know what is happening. No, there were no animals there. Deduce by yourself what that crackers you're hearing was all about. We told our people, if you open door for these bloodthirsty demons, they will come in and suck the blood of your children, your innocent children. Because the real people that are looking for are not there for them to catch. So they take your children. Have you seen? You are living in diaspora, contributing money for what you don't know. Buying so-called GUN, giving to people you don't know, and you think you're doing yourself good. You are irresponsible adults. Things are not done that way. This video again, these are all the abominations happening in Igbo land. Our children now are being traded for SEX. They say we should be spelling it instead of saying it so that they will not block us. No problem. We will do everything to get the message across to our people. We will follow. We will do. Look at these children. Look at these babies. Still sucking breast. These are babies. My people will say, still babies. 1, 2, 3 of them. These girls, 3 of them came from one father. 2 are twins from the same mother. One, the brother, the elder brother, sold her. These children are 15, 16. Continue to watch and share, please.
When is after 2 minutes of cutting? Huh? Speak loud. My name is Ike Lobichama. From where, please? From Olu. Olu where? Eh? I'm from Imo. Imo State. Imo State, yes. Olu town from Imo State. Yes. How long have you been in Ghana? Just less than 1 month. What is your name? My name is Asusu Divine. Divine? Yes. How old are you? I'm 16 years. 16 years. My God. How long have you been in Ghana? 27th of this month will make me 2 months. 2 months. You are from Imo State? Yes. What is your name? My name is Odruke Olebimira. I'm from Imo State. That was south. Sorry. That was south. Sorry. You will be fine in Jesus' name. God will take care of you, my children. What is your name, sister? My name is Selina Danjuma from Plateau State. Oh, how old are you? I'm 18 years. How long have you been in Ghana? 7th of this month will make me 2 months. My name is Odruke Olechukwu. My name is Odruke Olechukwu. Where are you from? Imo State. How old are you? 16 years. 16 years. Stand up, let me see you.
My brother, this 1, 2, 3, they are the same mother and the same father.
3 of you are from the same mother.
The same father.
The same father. Have you spoken to your parents? Where are your phones? This is our phone. You're taking all your phones. Who brought you to Ghana? His brother. The brother? The brother of this person. The brother of this one. Okay. So you are from Imo State. 16 years.
The same mother and the same father. 43.
Jesus Christ. So you are still 15 plus. 15 plus. And you have been in Ghana. And what have they been doing to you? They take you out to see men. You see men, and they pay you.
No, they don't pay me. Any money we work, they keep me. We give them everything.
15 years.
Everything.
See our children in diaspora, 15 years. Out of their own wish. Children are supposed to be in school. These are the great future leaders of Nigeria in diaspora. 15 years. 3 children from one father, same mother from Imo State. That's it.
Nigeria is a crime scene. It's a failed state. We will keep saying it. Let the politicians continue to do draft. Program, do here, do here. We are going where we're going because our people are in danger. Our children are in danger. We're not listening to you. We are the indigenous people. We are the indigenous peoples. And we are here to do the right thing. We will liberate our people. We will give them a life that they deserve. That is what we will do. And that's the mission. We don't care what you criminals are doing.
Wow.
On the middle Burgundy about 28 August, middle Burgundy about.
What you just saw now is Aba in 2021 underwater, and that is a marketplace as it is in that place, which is Narera and all the other places in between. What is the problem? Yes, we can blame the governors for not doing so well, but you're going to receive a shock in the minutes that follow now to tell you that it was programmed to be so by the wicked and vicious Nigerian system that decided to punish Aba for the role of for the role of Aba in the dismantling of colonial era occupation of Nigeria. Remember the Aba Women Riot of 1929 that triggered the coal miners' strike and all kinds of other things that now forced the British to retreat. Aba has never been forgiven. And it's not only Aba. The system we're dealing with, for those who may be pretending not to know why where the owners of the land in this alliance are saying that they cannot continue in the union of death that Nigeria has become for them. It will shock you to realize that Aba was deliberately targeted to be put under for a deluge, to be flooded into decay. I'll go from Aba to the other parts of the country so that we can see the monster we are dealing with in real, in its true colors. Now, the water you saw there, those of us who have gone to Port Harcourt from the expressway that comes from Enugu, the stretch that passes Aba is to your left as you go towards Port Harcourt, all the way to where you find the railway crossing where they sell spare parts next door. From the point in Osisioma, where the Aba urban center began on that expressway, at the time that expressway was being constructed by the federal government of Nigeria, it was known to them, because surveys were done, it was known to them that all the water, that rainwater and all kinds of other waters that gather in Aba is evacuated naturally through streams, all kinds of water channels that go on the right-hand side of that same express. In that Aba stretch is where you begin to see Eche and all the moving bodies of water that discharge into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, at the time the express was being constructed, it was elevated well above the ground level in that area because of the soil type. And having been so elevated, It was the plan to flood Aba down into destruction that made them not to put culverts that would take the water in their natural movement towards the ocean, to pass under that expressway. And having blocked that natural movement of water, it took only one rainy season for Aba to come underwater, so that the Port Harcourt Road, the one we call Ndiegoro, and all kinds of other things, just sprang up. And that was what made Sam Mbakwe of blessed memory to go crying, to go. He wept when he went to tell Shagari to seek for help, because it was well above the means of the state. The entire Port Harcourt Road came to where storage buildings, the ground floors of storage buildings were underwater for almost 3 years running. The stretch of that Port Harcourt Road. And so it was a deliberate, there's no solution anybody is going to find for what used to be the commercial capital of West Africa, that Aba had always been. No solution to the water deluge, to the thing that we see, in the kind of thing you see in this video that has spread, and that city is in rot. It is that they have just told us the source of the problem. The water was locked in deliberately by the operators of the Nigerian system and their British sponsors, who are determined to bring about to such level of degradation that we could call destruction. And unless we rise up to, unless we understand that that is the case, every other thing, all Igbo people across the world should pay attention to this and know that this is the level of destruction that we are living with. We go from there to the erosion sites scattered all over the east, over 400. Those erosions did not, our soil did not suddenly go bad. It was because in course of the Biafran War, there was a determination to degrade the infrastructure in the Biafra. And so B-52 bombs were used to target, places where craters were created, to just make it impossible for people to move around. And in creating those craters, it took only one rainy season, because the British that built the roads before then knew exactly where they supported, the road in one place or the other. They took out all those supports, and erosion just came and washed off progressively, so that the budget of those states, since after those erosion sites became something that could not, even if you multiply their budgets by 10, it won't be able to take the kind of devastation that has happened. It was man-made. And the proof of it is a report that came from, it was in Punch newspaper a few years back, a report that was done by Nigerian Institute of Environment or something, one of these institutes, that commissioned its research to why the erosions in the east were in that number and in the magnitude they present. And so we go from that eastern part. It's not only in the east. In the Yoruba side, when the Caliphate decided to move the capital of Nigeria to Abuja, the Yoruba saw the pace at which it was being done was something of concern to Yoruba intelligence, and they began to, you saw that reluctance to move at the pace the Caliphate wanted to move. And after some bit of pushing and pulling, the federal government of the time then decided to pull off electricity from all the federal government facilities in Lagos. And so I'm sure most of us who knew the federal secretariat in Ikoyi will be wondering why such a deficit is not one building, it's several buildings. Such a deficit will be allowed to rot and decay. It started by pulling off electricity. How are you going to get to the 5th and 10th floor if there was no lift working? If there was darkness, most of the offices were designed to work with electricity 24 hours. And then it became reason why the federal secretariat and all the federal government buildings in Lagos, went into the decay we saw. And it compelled those civil servants, some just resigned, those who had other things they could begin to do with that. the ones who didn't resign were compelled to now go to Abuja. In the Abuja, there was nowhere no facility to receive them in terms of both office and house. They had to hang in here and there to do whatever they were doing for that federal government. And we saw the thing that became notorious as Abuja marriage, where women who had to hang just wherever ended up with men who also, and men hanging out with just where will you sleep? And so many, 3/4 of the marriages, let those who can find out begin to find out from those who went in those into those journeys at that time. 3/4 of the marriages of people who are from these southern parts, particularly the Yorubas, those who went from that Lagos federal capital that served as Nigeria's seat of power for so many years. All of them, 3/4 of their marriages collapsed on account of this wickedness of Nigeria. So they destroyed the fabric of society in trying to enforce their way. But more importantly, because how do you quantify the social destruction? We saw when, as a governor of Lagos, the Fashola that is now minister on the other side, the people who are ministers of work in Nigeria who were being invited to come to do something or the other. You saw how our Papa ended up in the degradation that has consumed it now. Just because Nigeria had to do things, the caliphate had to do their things in their own ways to achieve their own objectives. They were trying to build inland ports in Kano and Baru and all kinds of places. Throwing all kinds of warped logic, reverse logic for how it will be better done. And you see the fellow they call Amechi justifying all of it because he's now the one in charge. But the whole thing was to degrade one place in order to uplift the other, to create to justify the need for the senseless decision to leave the body of water and go and build ports they call inland. Yes, all kinds of economic justifications could be thrown around for how things can now. You create the bottleneck, and you want to convince me that it's better to take it by rail into some hinterland, but to create the bottleneck at the water port. And so Lagos, with all of what used to be, should have been, vast economic assets, the federal government of Nigeria had to degrade them to the point we have seen now in order to create justification for the alternatives they were throwing at us across all kinds of places. In the federal capital territory itself, we saw the Gwari owners of Abuja. We are now going to the Middle Belt to tell us that this same monster, this same caliphate monster, is upon all of us equally, in equal measure of wickedness. In the owners of Abuja, the indigenous owners of Abuja are the Gwari people. The Gwari people were first split into 5 states, in which they are minority in the Nasarawa, minority in Kaduna, minority in all the surrounding states to the federal capital. And they were particularly targeted to be removed from the scheme of things so that they don't rise up to begin to question what happened to their ancestral land. You can't imagine that the compensation that was supposed to be paid to them at the time that land was taken, 2.something, almost 2.8 billion, no less than 2.5 billion naira of the time. And as at that time, it was almost $4 to 1 naira. So if we're talking about 2.8 in naira, we're talking of over anything between 12 and 15 billion dollars that was supposed to be the compensation to resettle these people in some way to resume their life. But that compensation was pulled out of the system and shared by those who were in charge of dealing with all kinds of things. Let us look at those dates, and find out from those who are still alive among the people who presided over that wickedness of the Nigerian state, particularly the head slave called Obasanjo. He was very much in the know of what transpired concerning that matter in that period. And those people were not paid. The money was pulled out of treasury. The people were impoverished and deliberately relegated and removed from being in policy beltways of Nigeria. And therefore, they are now like spectators, very intimidated spectators, watching what used to be their land, become a sprawling, city, with all kinds of possibilities,
They cannot
but that
participate.
exclude them effectively because of the level of exclusion intended by the system. In that case, it was the human beings that were degraded to the point of not being able to participate. And so when people see that, when people continue to express surprise that people are so determined to dismantle this wickedness called Nigeria, let them know that those who have been at the receiving end of that wickedness, they're in the know of all of these things that have been done by the system to destroy, in order to take over, to annex, to destroy a people, to degrade their environment and their lives, in order to be able to weaken them and conquer them and annex them into what could become at the same time you are doing this, you are building railways and refineries and highways to Niger Republic. It will appear that some people now think that others have become so stupid as not to be able to reason. These are the things going on. And these are some of the reasons, unspoken reasons, for people saying they are fed up with the union of death Nigeria has become for them.
All right, I am posting this link to this video here so that you can watch again and get the information that you need so that we can move. All right, moving right along with our topic for the day, which is pushing political and personal agenda in the name of the Lord. People do this a lot, our people. They will get shit, for lack of better word, and then they will get eggs. They will get milk. In fact, they will go and collect beans and put inside it and say, God bless this food. That's where we find ourselves. Things that doesn't even make sense. Things that when you look at it, they are so conflicting to your mind, you feel like you're going to go crazy. It's because you're sick in your head, because you have arrested development, because you're not the person that you were supposed to become. You're actually somebody else, given the trauma, because we are traumatized people that don't address it. We pack it inside, we pretend like it's not there. Sure, we put nice clothes on top of the trauma and we'll dance with the trauma.
George.
The thing is that it's not working. I wish all that thing is working now.
It's not working.
It's not working. So we must call a thing a thing. Is politics the art of making yourself selfish desires seem like a national interest? Or is it the art of managing and distributing resources in a fair and equitable manner? Throughout history, religion has played a significant role in shaping societies. It influences our moral codes. It guides the actions of individuals and communities. However, the intersection of religion with political and personal agendas is a complex and often contentious issue that negatively impacts our lives. So when religious beliefs, we see that a lot. They ask you to give, that Joseph gave and he was blessed, but he gave to the poor. He didn't give to a pastor that has a jet, right? So you're telling them to give. And you also mentioned in the same sentence that he gave to the poor. When he was giving to the poor, God bless him. But you're asking people to give to a pastor that has amassed so much wealth. He has an estate, he has a school, he has a jet, he wears his custom suit, and you want my people to be blessed to give to you. So when these religious beliefs are used to advance specific political goals or personal ambitions, we see it. It can lead to various adverse outcomes, including manipulation, division. We see that a lot because they will take your money and tell you not to give money to your mother-in-law that's going to get you a war. Or they will tell you, oh, if you give your G to your brother will go and cook the yam and cook you and you will die. All manner of stuff, division upon division, in order for them to steal your resources for themselves. So we know that it leads to various adverse outcomes. And there's an erosion of trust in both religious and political institutions. So today we're going to explore the implications of using these tactics to further political agendas as well as personal ones. And we will examine historical and contemporary examples, consider the ethical and moral ramifications, and discuss the impact on our communities and the broader political landscape. The reason why we're doing this today is to foster a deep understanding of this phenomenon and why we must end it for the sake of humanity. It's not working. We have been manipulated. Our people have been arrested in their development. Our men have not grown into, our men are still boys because we need men to build the economy. We need men to stand up for what is right. We need men to speak power to truth. Nobody's doing that because somebody arrested our development. But today, we'll call out this ill-mannered religious activities that are being perpetrated against our people. I'll allow my sister to add while I find my PowerPoint. I have so many screens open. I don't know which one is which.
Thank you so much for that powerful introduction, preparing our people's mind for this all-important discussion, pushing political and personal agenda in God's name. The Bible that you read said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free." It's the truth you know, not the one you did not know. And the Bible also said, lack of knowledge, ignorance, destroy the people. You see, the judgment has been passed. That's why we say, share these videos. Invite your friends. Invite well-wishers, even those that do not wish you well, even your enemies, let them hear. Subscribe, like, hit the love buttons so that this information can get to our people and they will be delivered from their ignorance. All of them. Thank you. Allow my sister to go on.
Thank you, sister. Just like our topic said, pushing political and personal agenda in God's name. We have watched this all our lives. These people will come in and do the unthinkable in God's name. And we've been telling you guys now for years that they're just business partners. It's just that the religious people are doing the religious portion of the business. The politicians are doing the political part of the business. And then our brothers and sisters that they will employ, because they will go and get rice, bags of rice from the criminal politicians, and they will be sharing it amongst our people and telling us to praise their name. The same group of people that held us down for years, they will bring electricity. It's only when Onwa is in town that my people will get electricity. It's only when Onwa is in town that the borehole will be opened. It's only because they want to play this Messiah effect. It's only when Onwa batara, come boys drinking. That's what we've been sold. So they are all political and business partners pushing for their personal agendas in the name of the Lord. And before they start all that mess, they will bring even a pastor to pray for the whole event before it starts. So our objectives today is to look at religious and political practices that are very strange to African culture. We're also going to look at the model for reconstruction and restoration of African culture, meaning we're going to look at our core values because we have those, and it's in conflict with what we're seeing. And then we'll take some home points, and then of course, we cannot end without reminding you guys what this whole thing is all about, that we need to be asking for transition now, not for anyone to go and come up with any legislative changes for us, which they lack the mandate anyway, or those of them running around pretending like they have solutions to our problem. We live in a place we call Caliphate Nigeria. It belongs to the Caliphate and the British cronies. It doesn't belong to you, the indigenous peoples. So stop promoting that estate, the Usman Danfodio's estate. Identify yourselves as who you are, as indigenous peoples that you are. My children in America have already learned that. They will never call themselves Nigerians. They say they are from Igbo nation, Igbo babes. My daughter will say I'm an Igbo babe. That's who we are. We are no longer going to promote this fraud. So if you want to join us in this campaign, make sure that nobody comes around you and tell you that they are from Usman Danfodio's estate that belongs to his great-grandfather. The one that will never allow us to control our future or allow us to do anything that we want to do, because they're going to use their cronies as willing tools and make sure that we are stuck in their estates, paying rent and not getting anything in return. No return in our investment, on our investment. Of course, before we proceed, this is a fair use disclaimer. We have been asked to mention this, that everything that we're using here belongs to, I don't know if it's everything. Some of the things that we're using here belongs to some people. It's already
videos, mainly
videos, yes.
Videos that are in public domain already. All the rest we create by ourselves. We research and then prepare lectures. We prepare lectures like your professors will prepare lectures. That's how we do it with PowerPoint. We create this by ourselves. But the videos we get from public information, public videos already in the public. We use it for advocacy and enlightenment campaign. Yes. So if you hear any word that sounds like the word you said, they're giving a fair use disclaimer.
Okay.
Ahead of you.
All right, thank you for that, sis. It's so funny. The same people that say they want public to learn, they have this social media for people to go and learn. Then we use it, they will block you and say that you're using somebody else's work.
Imagine.
All right. Of course, we want you to share and subscribe, like, and love. We need our people to get this information. Our people, whenever they wake up from this slumber that they're in, I'm telling you, it's over. It's over. You don't even have to go to war. Just one singular move of not making sure that you're not giving any of your resources to your enemy will solve the problem. Here in America, if you start buying things for people that don't call you, that don't regard you as a human being, and you use your money in your community, there's no operation going on, it's over. But when you're sleeping, you don't know who is doing what to you. That's how we remain in a circle. Our sister here, we tried to actually look up this video for the show. She was talking about African spirituality. And for some reason, for some strange reason, they took the video down. But unluckily for them, we have already captured the video. So anyway, for any of you that knows her, please send us her name so we can see if she can send us that video in real time. Yeah, they don't want you to learn about things that will make you, know who you are. They took it down, completely took it down. So that we will stay with their strange political and religious practices. That doesn't have anything to do with us. That demonizes who we are. That dismisses our being, because that's what their whole culture does. It dismisses who we are as a being or as beings.
My dear, are we surprised that they took it down? When she said what shouldn't be said, she said white people are afraid of Africans. She has said what they said not say. So we are not surprised that they took the video down.
My dear, she experienced that at work. I don't know why they're afraid. That's what they're doing. They see you're doing your work. They're afraid. Everybody's running. Before you know it, they say, maybe she's intimidated by you. Meanwhile, I haven't spoken to you. I have not made an eye contact with you. I have not harassed you. I'm doing all my work plus dating. I'm supposed to be a slave.
Slave is talking.
Not make an eye contact. I'm supposed to be a clown.
Oh, so when
I'm serious and professional, then I'm intimidating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Woo. We thought you could not read. We thought you could not do mathematics. We thought you do not know what is called science, technology. Wow. So all this we said for years, we are lying. Oh, our lies are about to be exposed. So we are afraid. Repent. That's what you should do. Repent and turn around from your evil ways. The end is coming.
They don't have any choice. Every good thing or bad thing must come to an end. So be all intimidated, all you care. Stay intimidated. Because we are very serious people, serious-minded. We are focused. We have an agenda and we are working by it. And to you, oh no, why are we not working online? Why are we not showing our chest? Why are we not showing our breasts? That's what you all do. And they cannot handle it when you know who you are. We are the great descendants of our great ancestors. and we're here to make it right. So let's look at the political concept of religion, the West and the Arab, or the Arabs. We know what they did. They have turned our brothers and sisters in the North to Alamajiri. There's a forum, or should I say Facebook platform that I am in. Go and see there. Our Hausa's brothers and sisters every day. Yeah, Fulanis, we didn't know Fulanis are like this. Hey, Fulanis are there, calling Allah to come and help. I tell them Allah is in the toilet. He's constipated. At the toilet. Stop disturbing him. So these people will destroy others in the name of one true God. We've been tricked. If you're dark skin, you represent evil. If you're light skin or white skin, you're now a saint. And the God of our ancestors there's no picture. It's nowhere to be found in the picture of this so-called religion they have painted for us. We know about their church and the capitalism, which we know doesn't work. They keep promoting individual wealth. There was a news that came out this week that the richer kept getting richer. Like they have never had this amount of billionaires in the world before. Their assets are just piling up. And then the poor keeps getting poorer. They say that we are so poor. Huh?
I said, and more in number.
And more in number. Mm-hmm. They say we are so poor that every one of us, like for them to pay back this world debt. Everybody will get $39,000 each.
It's for them and their children. Not I. As a Bakwa.
$39,000 each. That
was indebted to the earth, to the universe. We have $1 billion. They're indebted to the universe, and they will pay it.
They keep promoting individual wealth rather than communal well-being, like we do with our people. I was sharing with my children how you don't ever let your brother go or your sister or your brother go wrong when you're doing stuff. I said, in our land, my daughter was like, really? I said, your roommates could come to school and be sleeping. See, then my Igbo brother or sister that is in the same room will take her last money and take taxi and go and call the mom to come and see what the child is doing in school. She said, really, mommy? Go ahead.
No, Igbo people told them that it's called snitching. Don't snitch.
Yes.
That's a bad character. Leave him or her to be destroyed. That's how they realized.
We see it all the time. Destroyed everything that we have that helps humanity. They totally destroyed and brought their fake. But amongst them, they are practicing it for themselves.
They stole it now. It was a switch. Took our values, our core values, to go and practice and study it more. Call it names, science, technology, whatever. Give big names. Then gave us their own fakeness. They say that's civilization.
Brothers and sisters, we have been punked. When we look at Islam and feudalism, we know all they do is to promote mass poverty, backwardness, servitude. We see the Alamajiris in our Hausa North and the northern Nigerian part. When children are supposed to be in school, America will say a grown-ass man, 35, will be waiting to go and marry a 7-year-old that doesn't know who she is. Even at 20, people still don't know who they are because of the trauma. The trauma of hardship, of wickedness, of religious nonsense that you guys have put on us. We can't even be a true being without being traumatized anymore. There's the political use of religious belief for conquest agenda. We know that we are seeing it right now. That's why somebody will leave a place, a territory, and hand it over to somebody else to take care of. And they came out and tell us that we are living in the estate of their Osman Dan Fodio estate of their grandfather and them more. They use religious belief to manipulate, oppress, and dominate others. They even cause people to be afraid of strangers. That's where you hear this xenophobia everywhere, when people are different. And that's what got us in the trouble where we are. We saw these people, we saw the humanity in them. We thought they are human. We didn't know they are Jezebels, evil, Ajomo, you would say in Igbo, coming to take what does not belong to them. We're still talking about religious and political practices that are strange to African culture. They teach us to be civilized in order for us to be European. And what does that mean to them? So that we'll continue to be under their spell, enslaved. I was fortunate to be listening to a brother this morning. He was saying how an African man, a confident African man, is not regarded as anything here in America. They would rather promote gangster rappers. They would rather promote people that is not saying anything or building anything that will bring the community up. They would rather promote comedians because that's where, you become non-threatening as a Black person if you're a clown, making other people laugh, or telling your brothers and sisters to use their money to buy gold chain and this chain and drink alcohol and sleep with all the girls on the streets. When they see that you're focused and, getting aware of who you are, they find it very intimidating. They tell us that if we change who we are, how we talk, and talk like an American, that means you're educated and, you're now an elite. And they use that to destroy every fabric of our society, just this singular act. Because now everybody is waiting for Ndi Mwagara school, Ndi PhD, Ndi Professor Soludo had to come now and speak. When we know that your professorship does not determine your IQ or your acumen or what you can ability to do. Neuroromance doesn't mean that you know chemistry. Neurochemist doesn't know that you know everything. But all these things doesn't mean that you know. My mother will say, speaking to your children with eyes. We learned that as South African children. Stranger will come to our house. You will know when my mother will tell you to sit down, stand up, leave, get a spoon, get a fork, get a knife without speaking, just eyes. Go to Harvard and see if you will learn that. They tell us that if we identify with the African culture and spirituality, that means that we are ungodly and unrighteous. So it's okay for Mary Magdalene pictures to be all over my house. Then if I keep an artifact of my grandmother, oh, you're bringing ancestral demonic.
Yeah, you're worshiping ancestors.
But you're worshiping the ancestors of people that will never stand for you at any point. Have you ever dreamed and see a grandmother on your altar trying to save you? I have seen my grandmother try to save me. Have you ever go to bed and you see some white person that you've been worshiping, thinking they will come and save you, do anything for you? No, you dream according to the people that have been destined in your lives. They also told us that to be smart means losing our Africanness and becoming like European. So we have to dress certain way. That's why all my graduation, I'll be making that alone. I'm not wearing their British outfit. Next time I'll bring Ogene and Udu to show up there. They tell us not to trust our intuition, which the God has put in us as a mechanism, as a barometer of goodness and mercy, of badness and everything else, for us to decide which one it is. They say, don't listen to it, just follow the crowd, By the way, the crowd that you're following, 70% of them are sheep. 70%. No, it's out there. He says, study, go and look at it. 70% is a crowd pleaser. Yep. So that means as long as the crowd, hey, yes, it's good. Crowd is saying, no, it's good. No, they are not. They lack the ability to even understand what's going on, talk less of doing the research behind it. That your loyalty should no more be to your Africanness. I'm sorry. That we should never be loyal to our Africanness. That's why you will come here on your own wrong way. Everybody is running from each other because if you come together, that means, they get afraid. So they want to divide in the Kenya. How Africans, they will be running. Oh, Africans are criminal. Nigerians are criminal. They will steal from you. They will take things from you. But themselves, they will come from Europe. They visit here. And they will take pictures of brothers and sisters, even though they are not speaking the same language. When it's your turn, they will tell you to run. Loss of identity and loss of self. So that we will remain in slavery. That's why we have men with arrested development everywhere. They lack emotional intelligence. They lack the ability. They lack the discipline to do the work that is needed to move forward with Inhaneme. That's why you will see professors running their mouths. We have all this thing that we're doing with Ninas in the public forum. None of them will say, Lenny, what is all this PhD that you're getting if you cannot even do that little work?
If you can't read constitutional force majeure, that is in a document, read it. Since you have intimidating my people, that even when they have idea, when they think of how to speak the English, they will keep quiet. You that you can speak the English, You can't read documents again to explain it to our people. Wow.
So we're now new people. And we're never who we used to be. We are comfortable representing the whiteness, the Europeanness, the Americanness. I watched for years when my brothers and sisters will say, hey, leave her, oh, my America. Leave her, oh, my America. As if where they came from meant nothing.
Aru.
Aru.
God forbid.
When it comes to mother's tongue, it doesn't pertain to us anymore. A child is supposed to know her mother's tongue, not in the most tongue, not your slave master's tongue. And we live our lives at the mercy of others. Our estate is still there waiting for us, and we're paying rent. It's not like we paid rent and they left us alone. No. We paid rent and they still want to come and destroy us and bury their Quran at the Great Sea. We're always at the receiving end of other people's policy or policies, despite the fact that we have the capacity, we have more than the capacity and the resources to build civilization that is better than what they have. They are afraid. But in the midst of being afraid, they empowered China. So actually, China said, no, that's how they say it's in Igbo. It means, hell, shut the hell up. Now they're, oh, China is growing tail. China is doing this. China is doing that. But you stepped down on Africa to empower somebody else. And now Nila Ola superpower. We'll continue with religious and political practices strange to Africa. As if things are not bad enough, please continue to help us to share and hit the like button. We need this information to go out to our people. As a matter of fact, let me do something. I'll allow my sister to take over. Let me do something real quick because I can't find my screen that I was looking at. Sister, go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, please continue to help us to share and like and subscribe. We are talking about religious and political practices. Strange to Africa. Before, we didn't know. Our ancestors didn't know these things. They were new. They created willing tools, working to sabotage and undermine the efforts of their people to be free from colonialism and slavery. They created it because some people keep coming. Oh, the white man has left. Why are you pay attention to what is going on? They created the evil system, manufactured people from your place. Those people that you call your leaders, they are not your people. They are creation of the white man. They are willing tools because your people will not sell their own people. These people, these categories of people, the willing tools, political class, religious leaders, social influencers, traditional leaders, made in Nigeria elites, so-called NGOs and civil societies. All these things, they created all of them. That's why Ninas has this thing that he calls pyramid of evil. Nigeria, the pyramid of evil. There is actually a whole video out there for you to watch and understand what really happened. For those that have seen us for the first time, please, to get background information, look for Nigeria, the pyramid of evil, so that you understand how they broke down everything that is ailing us. Nigeria at the top is British Crown, the colonial monsters, we call them, because they are monsters. Then next to it is the Caliphate, which is the local colonizer that they produced. They usually do that in every place that they colonize. When they finish their colonization, they bring people that will manage their neo-colonial projects. In the case of Nigeria, it's Fulani Nation. They don't belong to the entity, that geographical space called Nigeria. They are not part of it. They came from outside. They came from what they call all these whatever mountains and all that. So they brought them in intentionally to continue because they are black like you. They have black skin. So you will not know that they have exchanged hands. So So they brought them in. So after the caliphate, you have the 1999 constitution of the so-called Federal Republic of Nigeria. That constitution is colonial document. The people did not make it. And the constitutional order that is on it was not made by the people. So that whole thing, so that's the hierarchy of power. Then you have the federal government. And then the masses are at the bottom. That's where you are. That's where you are. So these are the coven, members of the coven, the principalities, the powers, the demons, the familiar spirit that your pastors have been teaching you about. They are the familiar spirits. They are because your pastors are the demons suppressing you and oppressing you. They are the ones sent by the colonial monsters to make sure you don't come out of your prison. They are all part of the pyramid of evil, all of them. You see where they belong. If you look at this hierarchy, they are yoke upon you, the yoke that is bringing you down, and you will never rise to become who God has made you to become. So, continuing on religious practices, because these things are strange to us. They are new. We didn't know them. They came. These are the people that enforce Nigerian British 1999 colonial constitutional order in our lands. It's an imposition. They imposed it on our land. We are indigenous to our land. They came and imposed colonization on us. They took some of our people, sold them, conquered them, and sold them as slaves. The rest of us remaining on the continent, they enslaved us while in our land. So whether you are out of African continent or you're inside, you have been enslaved. And they have people enforcing that slavery system. First on the list today is Peter Obi. Peter Obi is a Fulani Caliphate and British representative. They are using him to push for election under the colonial constitutional order that is keeping Nigeria and Africans colonized in perpetuity. No matter how he's walking up and down, speaking like chicken that refused to drink water since morning. He is an agent of Britain and Caliphate. Run away from that man. Run away from Peter Obi. His videos and everything that there, you saw when he was promising the Caliphate that he must make sure that nothing happens to 1999 Constitution. The video is out there. So it's not allegedly. The video is out there. He said it with his own man. He promised them. And he said he must make sure that nothing happens to 1999 Constitution. He promised them. That's the promise he made. This is the person dragging you. Iwanyamu of Ohaneze, we are telling you the people, the willing tools, and the activities, the examples of activities, so that, because when we mention, then you will understand, you will look out and see it, and then it will make sense what we're saying. Iwanyamu of Ohaneze. These are Southeast politicians, traditional leaders, church leaders from Southeast. They are the ones funding and using Nnamdi Kanu, ESN, unknown gunmen, IPOB, Nigerian military to destabilize and completely destroy an Igbo land. I repeat, Southeast politicians, Ndi Igbo, hear me and hear me well. I'm not saying allegedly. Go there and find you. The evidence is out there. Ndi Igbo, your politicians, yes, your politicians, all of them, APC, PDP, Labour Party, all of them, and their political parties, all of them. Then the traditional leaders, made in Nigeria traditional leaders, because our systems have been hijacked and been destroyed. Your church leaders, all these mega churches, when you see them, you are hungry and they are growing big, buying private jets. Where are they getting the money from? Where do you think the money is coming from? It's from selling you. All these are partners and bedfellows, but they have to use something. So they need political talks. So in the system, they bring out political talks. So when you come out and you're making noise about freedom and you don't have strategy, They come, if you make too much noise, they'll come and meet you and give you money. It has been happening. There's a time Okorocha came out and said he gave IPOB $500 million or whatever. So these things are out there in there. The open confession videos are there. You go and search them. So they fund them so that they will destabilize your land and destroy you. See, the people came out for freedom. They are genuinely want to be free. They want to be liberated. But these people infiltrated the system and took over the system. That's why your Nnamdi Kanu, anytime you make too much noise, they'll bring you to the stupid court and you start shouting like a dog. A dog that they starve food. It's just to ginger you so that you think something is going on and you will remain and not do the right thing.
Hey, they will.
You have been punked. They work together. They are partners. They did it in the north with Boko Haram. They work and recruit people, youths, jobless. They, first of all, they make the system such a way that you're not able to work the system. So there's mass poverty and people are hungry. You know, when people are hungry, they will do anything for food.
Anything goes.
Anything. So they call them, recruit them, and arm them. So anytime they see them, it's not Iwanyamu or Iranyamu that you call him. On 29th of May, a day to the memorial that we're going to do on the 30th for the Biafra genocide. On 29th of May, Iwanyamu went to visit Nnamdi Kanu in prison. Came out and told us Nnamdi Kanu did not do anything. No. Meanwhile, Nnamdi Kanu that set up ESN, an unknown gunman. He said he didn't do anything. Next day, they went and did something on that 30th, exposing our people to the people that want to kill us before. And before you know it, they came in. One of the videos that we showed you at the beginning of this show, you saw the ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta happening. Those are human beings. Those are not antelopes. Those are not wild animals. Those are human beings that women like us gave birth to. And you want me to sleep in America and calm down? I will not. Iwanyamu, I will not calm down. You see that disease that you're suffering from that made you to be so swollen? I got punch out for you very soon. So that you will slim down. Because I think you're eating too much. Because when you eat too much, the blood will not go to your brain. It will go to the stomach. So anything, common things will not make sense to you. So you need help. You need to be treated. So that he will me understand. This game you people are playing with our people, it has to stop. They use the situation to push their political agenda while their people die. Certain people are constantly targeted. You check it. It's worse than dining with the enemy, with the devil with long spoon. The situation our people are in is terrible. Even animals cannot be in that situation in Western countries. Our people are hunted down like antelopes. Our children, those that hunger did not kill, those that Andrew did not kill, those that ritualists did not kill, the remaining ones that did not die through Mediterranean Sea are now being
Chimo.
This is a case of social destruction, man-made decay and degradation. It's kind of a reverse logic of degrading one place in order to create justification for the alternative they withdrew up in somewhere else. In other words, they will create a problem and then present you a solution. They create terrorism and then appear to be the one to manage terrorism. They displace people in Northeast, put them in IDP camp, and then come and give you wonderful this thing that they want to build for them in the house they want to put them and keep them. Then you start clapping for them. Oh, they're doing a good job. Why did you take them back to the original land? You displace them, rename their land, and then go and build house somewhere for them and want us to clap for you. No. These practices, these religious and political things they do, they are strange to our land. We're still talking about examples of activities of these willing tools. Those that are holding on to 1999 Constitution and say it must not go. Some of them are ignorant, while some are just hungry, bogus characters, constantly trying to reinvent the wheel with ideas that they stole from Ninas. They go and plagiarize Nina's work and then bring it as if it's their own, something they know nothing about. Example is your Mr. Akin Fakbo Hundo. I can't even pronounce his name. That sounds like a machine.
Can help you.
He said this Baba should retire because he's even looking hungry. He's not a legal expert. He knows nothing about technical definitions and terms. When you say constitution or constitution making, nation building, or legally making a nation, he doesn't know what that means. And indigenous people, what does it mean? Self-determination, sovereignty. These are very definite legal definitions, not conjectures. But this Baba you're looking at here, looking very hungry. For a fee they will give to him, he will come and write something bogus and put a coat of arms of Nigeria inside. You would think he's ignorant. He knows what he's doing. This one that is looking like condemned criminal, he knows what he's doing with his cap that is come the other side. And Yoruba people are watching him sell them. And you're clapping. You think this is about solidarity with your Yoruba brother? He was calling him Nnamdi Kanu. Is he not Igbo? But we will never do solidarity with somebody that wants to sell us. Because the lives of millions of people are at stake. It is not African practice or African culture that for the sake of one person, the whole million of people will go. That's not That's not our culture. It's strange to our land. Some are proposing the rejected 2024 conference report. Others are suggesting that we should return to 1963 constitution or the one that adapted to 6 geopolitical zone structure. A system that marginalizes some ethnic nations that they term minorities. Meanwhile, they are calling them minorities so that they can undermine them politically, while they steal their resources and share them among themselves. And our people cannot even have life. Go to Niger Delta. See our people there in the situation where they found themselves. Cancer, diseases everywhere. These are blood-sucking demons. They are parasites, like my sister called it. They said that they are parasites that live the abundant lives upon Nigerians and Africans. Sister Ndidi, that's how she described them. Blood-sucking parasites. But you are the host, because the parasite must feed on somebody. You Nigerians, you are the host. They are sucking you dry, you and your people. Nigeria will happen to everybody. If they don't beat your child, you start shouting on social media. The prince, something has happened to Prince. Prince, call, Prince, Ni. The other ones that are not prince and princesses that have been paying, why didn't you come out to cry for them? It's only when it happened to you, you will now start shouting. You see the disease? Stockholm syndrome. You will continue to praise those that inflict pain on you until it happens to you. Then your mouth will be set loose. Nigeria will happen to all of you. You see, all of you that say Nigeria is good the way it is, Nigeria will happen to you one by one. He said for me, because it will happen to all of you. Constantly showing off their ill-gotten wealth on social media. thereby making our people think that this is life. Living fake life with their fake buttocks and fake breast and fake eye and fake nose and fake ear, fake mouth, fake teeth. Everything is fake. And my own people that are working hard, struggling to make ends meet, we think that this stupid thing that's seen on social media is real. The next thing, they want to sell their mother and sell their father and sell everybody around so that they will live the stupid life that you're living. Meanwhile, the life is not even real. Make believe. These people that are sucking the blood of our people are fully protected by the structure and institutions inside the 1999 Constitution. That's why we hate it so much. That book of Lucifer, that constitutional order, we hate it with everything inside us, because that is what is keeping our people in the state they are. Meanwhile, as they do this, their wives and children, you relocate out of your shithole that they've created to live abroad where the colonial monsters that stole resources from Africa built. But their husbands will stay in the land. Remember,
no, it's the big guy. He's a criminal now. He has to make money.
To continue to suck and lie, brainwash our people that their problem is bad leadership. Bad leadership. Who is creating it? You. The system is bad. You are bad. You are manipulating everything. And you come about saying, oh, lying to the people. They know it's a lie because they know that it's Fulani conquest agenda, true colonial constitutional order that is shackling our people, the real owners of the land, so that they're not able to do anything. But they're paid to maintain these lies. And the people are under religious hypnotism. You see how they work hand in hand? They're together. One is doing the other one is washing your brain so that you don't wake up. They'll blow you on your brain. You don't wake up. The other one is telling you, Akuka Jambene, Mbagaba, Ajambene, Mbagaba, Ajambene. The other one is blowing you. Go and look at who owns those housing estates, the plazas, these hotels, these supermarkets. Lekki this, Lekki that. Hey, my house is in Lekki. The house is in Lekki. Lekki Buogi there. Banana Republic, Plantain Republic. Hey, we have mansions. We have castles. All these are all connected to the bloodsuckers in one way or the other. Either that their children or their mistress, their wives, their grandchildren, their daughter, they are all together. Because that's the only way you survive in that shithole created by the British colonial monsters. This explains why they have to keep rigging themselves into office so they can keep swearing to uphold the 1999 Constitution, including your Saint Obio, the Fulani British representative. They will never complete any project that will empower the people. No. All you see is abandoned projects, even the one they will try to complete to be substandard. It's just avenue to keep looting money endlessly. That's what it is. Pushing the masses constantly into abject poverty. While church leaders organize crusades, night videos for you. Yes, for you. Where they rob you through seeds, offering, tithes. Have you seen it? Have you seen you are the monkey that is walking while baboon is chopping? This is where Paul said, who bewitched you, oh Galatians? Who bewitched you? Because when you talk, those that have not read their Bible say, don't say like that. We will say it. Your Bible is written in your Bible, just that you don't read the Bible. You read the books of your gods of men, but you don't read the Bible. Because if you read Bible, you see that what we're saying is Bible verbatim. These people are so wicked that they even rob you of free night sleep. Sleep that is free. They rob you of it also so that you don't sleep. And you know what? Sleep deprivation, they say, is worse than alcohol intoxication.
It decreases your lifespan.
Exactly. That's why you have diabetes, sickness, all those sicknesses, because you have inflammatory markers everywhere. That's why you are in the situation that you are. You're not really healthy. Then in your brain, you are insane. The society is insane. You have to be insane to live in Nigeria. If you come in Nigeria and you're not insane, you won't be able to function. You just have to be insane and be doing like a mad person. That's the only way. That's the right code. Families and houses are full of dysfunctional, insane people. Husband, wife, children, everybody is insane. Madness going from generation to generation. And they're praying, God bless Nigeria. These people are not wicked. Have you learned something, my people, today? Please share with someone. We want to recognize our new friends and partners, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP USA, Madison County. Because we told the people, God keeps sending us to people, and we are sending us to people and sending people to us, because this is partnership. We are going to work together. Every Black person on this earth must understand what is ailing us, what we treat the ailment, so that we will be making sense to ourselves. Of course, we continue to give the fair use disclaimer. This is advocacy that we're doing. The main materials, the videos and everything, a lot belong to Ninas, belong to other people. They're in public domain. We use them just to teach our people and illustrate, because sometimes our people are not able to understand the English being spoken in some of these videos. So that's why we come here and break it down for our people. Should I go on, or you continue from here?
Go on.
Okay. So please, the next one is model for the reconstruction and restoration of Africa and African culture. We had core values. Core values. We must reconstruct and restore Africa and African. We must do the right thing. NINAS, Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, is in front of this campaign. Advocacy and enlightenment. Exposing our people to what they didn't know before. Information is key. When you get informed, you will not be misinformed and you will not be damaged. It's very important to be informed. Those that, the children that were lost to Andrew the other time, those two girls and others before, they were not informed. So it must be informed so that you will not be destroyed. Advocacy and enlightenment. That's why we say share. Spread this information. Put it on speaker, in your speaker phone, so that other people can listen and understand what is being discussed. So the first step is advocacy and enlightenment. And Nina's template for self-determination is there for you to help you. So the model is already there. They are teaching Africans, both home and in diaspora, why Africa and Africans are the way they are. Because if you don't make proper diagnosis, you'll be saying what doesn't make sense. The campaign information is colonialism must go. Politicians upholding colonialism must go. Churches upholding colonialism must go. We are promoting and going back to our core values, the way we do things that made us to be better human beings. That's where we're going back to. Our concept of religion and spirituality is philosophical for Africans. We're telling you what we had and what we're going back to. Our concept for religion and spirituality is philosophical, not political. We don't use politics to conquer people that we meet. We don't use religion to turn it into politics to conquer people, because when you use religion to conquer people, that means you're turning it into a political tool. But spirituality is philosophical. What do we mean by that? Africans understand that the universe is one, and everything in the universe is interdependent. So spirituality is whole and interrelated. Unity of experience, that is harmony. And that's what my people will say, onye na chie. Whatever you believe you're worshiping or whatever, you don't need to conquer or destroy another person because of whatever you believe that you're worshiping. It's your private relationship. Keep to it. Just make our community a safe place. That's all we're asking you. Keep it private. Don't use it to dominate and conquer or manipulate other people. Africans never believed in many gods. No. In different languages, we call the same true God. So why do you want to come and colonize us because of one true God? As if it's a new thing. Why do you want to come and bring war to our land in the name of one true God, in your jihad? Allah Akbar. Why? Why do you want to do that? These things are strange to us, and we must go back to who we used to be, our core values. We don't destroy people based on religious, no, we don't, because we want to share religious belief with you or share our spirituality with you. No, we don't destroy you to do that, because it's a philosophical experience. It's not political. We believe in diversity and varieties, and we believe it's okay for there to be diversity. We believe that love, grief, pain, sorrow connect humanity. That's why when somebody loses somebody in our culture, we go and be with them, share their pain. It's not time to do selfie. It's not time to show ashwebi or show uniform and do selfie. Yes, so I went for this young man's burial. Oh, we don't. That's strange. That's strange. Because so far others are crying, that family is crying, we go there and cry with them. Because that thing they are feeling, we must have felt it one time. So we are connected in pain, in grief. This is our culture. That's our core value. We believe we had indigenous nations, strong, independent kingdoms, not one colonized entity, shackled and tied together in the name of one Nigeria, one Africa, one. Have you ever heard them say one America? Have you ever heard them say one London? Have you ever heard them say one Germany? Have you ever heard that? It's only when it comes to black man, you hear one Nigeria, one Africa. Go from there. Who told you to be saying things that do not make sense? Who is teaching you those strange things? Those are not our ways. We collaborate between communities based on mutual respect and shared core values. It's not by force to associate. It's not by force to collaborate. If we must collaborate, you find those that you share values with and collaborate with them. Some core values that we collaborate is human life is sacrosanct. We respect human life. We don't take life for no just reason like that. We believe that all men are born equal. We believe in fairness, equity, and justice. That's why in Igbo nation, you hear something like, Ofo Nogu. This is who we are. So we know much about Igbo nation because we are Igbo women, and we speak from that. And we know there are some other people that share the same thing. Of course, we can't speak for Fulani and their feudalization that they're using to destroy people. So majority of us, this is what we believe in. The rest that do not believe in it, please amend your ways and turn around, because we are coming to fix the damage that you have caused. Africans are very hospitable and welcome strangers. Africans are very creative with our speech and very poetic. Our spirituality is big on trusting our intuition. You heard my sister mention about intuition, yourself within, inner chief, in Igbo language. Africans believe that intelligence is spirit. If they don't go to European school for them to understand how energy functions in the universe. They knew all these things before the white man came. Gifted African children are able to express African ingenuity, African genesis, without going to school. As Africans, we believe that we do not have enough power as individuals. So we draw power from community and from family.
Which decreases depression and suicide.
Exactly. Decreases anxiety. So you don't throw the child when he's 18, go there and go and be suffering. And no, we believe in family and community. These are our core values. We need to begin to reconnect to our power source so that all these diseases will go away. You are not meant to be on this earth alone. That's the essence of marriage and family. Family, community. You draw power from your community. And your community has to be the one that you have the same core values, not community of Ndara. Connect back to power so that you help you to understand yourself better, understand yourself more. Also, we are thankful and we appreciate those before us, our ancestors, those that lived in the land that we inherited. Because in our culture, in Igbo nation, the land we live on, we don't buy them, they come to us free. So we inherit them. That's why we are thankful to those that are before us. We show appreciation to them. We give something back to them. We pour libation. We give something back to the community. With all this, we'll be normal. We'll not have problem. So please, our people, stop worshiping your daddies and mommies in the name of the Lord, or daddies in politics, or daddies in, I say, godfatherism in politics. Stop worshiping them. You are the one making them gods, and you're the one making them daddies and mommies. Stop, daddy in the Lord. Stop worshiping them. If you are poor and you are in lack, please stop giving to churches. They're already rich. They should go and collect money from their fellow rich people and from the fellow colonialists, like MFN, Mountain of Fire Ministry or whatever. You people can see what is happening on social media. If it's not there, go and type it, because that thing is fraternity. It's evil cult. And they're using the money that you contribute to intimidate you, sue you, imprison you, and destroy you. Is that how you serve God? It is not. If you must give to your fellow poor people. Give to your human beings, other human beings that make the world a better place. Give to those ones. If your life did not end when you did not give these evil monsters during COVID-19, your life will not end now. So please, stop buying their books and reading their books. They are damaging your brain and your thinking faculty. Stop. It's like somebody exposing himself or herself to cocaine. For you to be healed, you have to stop taking the cocaine. If you're abusing alcohol, you have to stop taking alcohol for the healing process to begin. So stop exposing yourself to these businessmen, wicked businessmen, criminals that call themselves church leaders. Of course, we know we are not talking about all. It's just that more are dangerous. The good ones are few. And you might not know how to differentiate. That's why we say stop. Get yourself. If you must read the Bible. Go and take the Bible. If you don't understand it, read it many times, you begin to understand it. Most of them, if you the Old Testament is story about human beings. If you read the story of Joseph, you see what he did. You read the story of Joseph, David. These are human beings. You can read those ones. It will make sense to you. Then you begin to understand God better. Because for you to understand God and the concept of worship of God, you have to read the Old Testament. Because you understand how he related with human beings even before Yeshua was introduced into the scene. That will give you a better understanding of who he is and what he wants for you and how he loves humanity. You need to begin to clean up your thinking faculties. Stop attending night vigils, I beg you. And stop making noise in our homes and environment with your night vigils. We need our people to sleep. Because when you sleep, your brain can calm down and begin to process the information that you got. It helps your memory. It helps your ability to reason. and make decisions properly. You are quarreling with your wife and your husband because you are going for night vigils and you're not sleeping very well. Those abroad are not going for night vigils. They are working at night to make money to send to Africa. It's the same thing. You are not sleeping enough. So you are anxious, you are all like everything is everything. Small things will mean big things to you. Before you know it, you start fighting and struggling. You need to begin to become better human beings, better Black human beings. Stop abusing yourself. Use the time of that night vigil to sleep and rest, and then show love to your family members, your household, your neighbors. Love is the greatest. Love is more than prayer. Love is more than speaking in tongues. Love is more than fasting 70 days. Read your Bible, is there. Yeshua said the greatest is love. Your daddies and mommies must know that you are now a new person. You need to take yourself out of the abuse. You are being abused. Yes, that is abuse.
Serious one.
Yes. Have you shared this show? Please do not watch alone. Help others. Subscribe our YouTube videos. Like, love. We will do this. We are able to do this, my people. We are able. I'll stop here.
Of course, we are able. We are the great descendants of our ancestors. What else do you expect? We're talking about Black excellence in its finest. So we move with our take-home points that Nigerians have the power to bring the change that they seek, that they so desire. Nigerians have the power, or the Caliphate Nigerians, because that's who you guys are. You live in the Usman Dan Fodio estates. You do have the power. And to empower you, I would say the indigenous peoples have the power to bring change.
Yes.
The constitutional force majeure gives you the right and the power. It is an orderly process that is based on UNDRIP, the United Nations.
Declaration for Indigenous People's Rights.
Declaration for Indigenous People's Rights, yes. And international law. So it's not based by chakabum, like, you know, the other one is in the other person's pockets and all kinds. No, this is based on UNDRIP.
And a lot of them are repenting, you know. A lot of the disciples of that ceremonial, I see them on there that are repenting and coming out. And that's what we want you to do. Come around and come understand what we're doing so that it will make more sense. Sorry, please go ahead.
So we say, we say that you demand the shutdown and preparation for 2027 election. Don't let mosquito voice. Don't let him trick you into going to another election, because that's what they want. It's all about their ego. It's all about their private parties. Never about you. So we must shut down the preparation for 2027 national elections to have transitioning for constitutional renegotiation with ethnic nations and have the multi-regional referendums in order for us to decide on the change that we want, because we know that sovereignty belongs to the people. So right now, your sovereignty belongs to Peter Obi and his friends. They're using it as they're using it as a bait to go and serve their colonial masters and get favor. That's what it's all about for them. It's not about the change that you truly seek. And even if he becomes your president, he will never bring you the change that you seek. It's always going to be that house with that foundation that somebody is plastering so that it will look like it's not about to fall. Indigenous ethnic nations, we are together for the joint break from Fulani Caliphate bondage. We are together for the joint jailbreak from the Nigerian Caliphate territory. Indigenous people, we are together for the joint break for what? Fulani Caliphate bondage. Sovereignty matters. Sovereignty is all important. And we cannot end without reminding you that Ninas is right. The work has been done. All you have to do is to open up the door, pick up your present and open it so that you can live life and live life abundantly. And here's Anina's proposition. We know on the right-hand side, we are here on transition. This is what we want Peter Obi if he truly cares about the people, for those of you following him and wearing his bada as aqua, you're wearing it as dress, as a headscarf, please tell him that we want to transition now. That's what we want. If he truly cares for the people, and once we take the constitution down, Peter Obi, I will campaign for you. But before we do that, let's transition now and do it the right way. We have nothing against election, but not election that will renew our slavery. So please, let's put an end to it. And of course, here is our announcement. Tuesday is a very good day. It's a day for you to tweet and send this information out. It's a day for you to sit around and send information out. And even on Mondays, for those of you that are still staying home because of the criminals that will not allow you to move forward, there's a WAEC or something going on, and you guys are still enforcing sit at home on Mondays, you know, destroying our economy, destroying the future of our children because you guys are ignorant.
They're posting talks now. They've been hired to do that. They're doing, it's the enemy that hired them to do that.
And it's working for them. So please do not watch alone. Help others by sharing to get them informed. Subscribe, love, and thank you so much for your time. For those of you that are, you know, everly available for this show, we thank you. We appreciate you. We are not going anywhere. Okay, the same way the enemy walk 500 years or how many years they painstakingly I get make it until our people will wake up from sleep and say, what is going on? So we are going nowhere. So we thank you, brothers and sisters. Have a wonderful day. May you remain blessed. We will win this war. Don't let anything deter you. Don't let the number, deter you. Don't let anything. The work has been done. Our people are getting it. The indigenous people are getting it. We're using Ogene to wake up our people anymore. We are not on internet. We have Ogene. We are going from village to village and waking up our people, bringing them to the town square. Like our ancestors did, and we're giving them the messages. Flyers are being shared. So for those of you thinking you can block what we're doing, you're dreaming. Flyers are going out. People are waking up. Our people are reading the information both in Igbo and English. Before you know it, the job will be completed. The question then, are you going to be part of it? What will be your contribution? So make sure you're doing your part in your part of your neighborhood. Thank you. Until next week, take care.
Bye.